Hey, this is Mike, the Great Lakes Waterman. I figure I better do an introduction video on myself and how I got into all this water sports. I plan on sharing some more videos, so I thought this would be a good idea. So I'm coming from the beautiful shores of Lake Huron in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. And how I got into all this water sports stuff, I've just always had a love for the water, and my parents kind of instilled that in me. Growing up, I was swimming competitively. I did that for 8 or 9 years, competed nationally, won some provincial events, and in my summers I spent sailing and playing in the water. I did a bunch of sailing lessons, grew up doing that, then got into racing lasers. Then as I was in high school, started teaching as an instructor sailing. And then also in the summers, we'd sometimes go on these trips to Virginia or North Carolina, South Carolina, and it was always playing in the waves, boogie boarding or body surfing all day long. Just absolutely loved it. Another thing, my parents were into windsurfing a little bit. They had the Bic Do 4 original windsurfer in the 80s, and when I was like 11 or 12, started playing around with that, got the hang of it. And then later on in high school, they started windsurfing. They got some better gear, some Nash sails, Mistral board. And I still have memories like 25 years later, like first getting in the foot straps and planing and skipping along in the water, and some great memories doing that. Then also was always playing around, you know, towing, water skiing, wakeboarding, playing around like that. My buddies and I did some keelboat sailing and some racing. And then along came kiteboarding, and I saw some videos. It just looked like the coolest thing. I just had to try it, and it was still pretty early. Not too many people in this area were doing it, so I got some DVDs just to see if it was like a circus show. Is this even possible? And got some DVDs and bought some gear and went all in, and just really got into the kiting and big jumps, big airs. Super fun. Got into the freestyle, trying some crazy stuff, and I seemed to take the natural progression of kiters, and then I got into the strapless surfboard and surfing the waves. And the kite and riding the waves was ideal. I mean, it's all wind-blown swell here, so you can just use that kite to bring you to where you need to be, and then boom, off the lip, big bottom turn. The local spot here, good waves, is Zipper Wash, Kettle Point. When it's on, it's amazing, so much fun. So got really into the strapless kiteboarding and had a ton of fun with that. And then the foils came along, and that was just awesome. The foils, I think I've been foiling for like 6 years. Started with the kite and just towing behind on boats, and for the Great Lakes or kiting anywhere, just making those marginal days so much fun, and could feel the energy in the smallest waves on the foil. And so then I thought it would be a great idea if I got like a windsurf foil set up, and then I could ride those waves and not have to manage the kite in the air or worry about it dropping. I did that, played around with that, the windsurfing with the foil, and had a lot of fun with that. Still had to manage that sail a little bit. And then came winging, and I thought it was maybe a step backwards, but saw one video of a guy just holding onto that wing and so effortlessly and just riding the waves, almost forgetting that wing. And I was like, okay, I'm in. And had to give that a go. So still, winging is so much fun. It's so great for riding the waves, and have a ton of fun doing that. And then the winging kind of evolved into downwinding and sup foil surfing. I've been playing probably sup foil surfing for I don't know, 3 years now, and that's so much fun and great thing to do. And then I got pretty proficient at that and got into downwinding on the Great Lakes, and that's just like the ultimate for wave riding around here. And the sup foiling, the foiling is just a great equalizer. The swells on the Great Lakes it's all wind blown swell, and it's pretty sloppy. It's not clean ground swell. There's no like consistent trade winds here either. So like the foil has just been like tailor made for these conditions here. And for downwinding or anything around here, there's miles of coastline in the Great Lakes. If you're willing to drive a little bit, you'll always find the conditions that you need or you're looking for. And I still like to do all the sports: windsurf, you know, kite, foil, surf, like kite with a surfboard. You know, the weather's always changing here so much, and I find if you have every tool in the toolbox, it doesn't matter what the lake or what the wind is doing. I love it all. I love just swimming in the lake, doing cold plunges, you know, doing dabble with a little bit of scuba diving. Love fishing, love sailing. So if you can, you know, just not stick to one thing, kind of try a little bit of everything, man, it doesn't matter what the lake is doing or what's happening out there, what the conditions are, there's always something to be doing and having fun with. That being said, I think the Great Lakes are so underutilized. It's crazy. I've said to so many people, it's like, I can't believe there's not more people out doing this. I've had that conversation so many times on the Great Lakes with a lot of different people. Like, it's so fun, it's so amazing. You know, here in Ontario, you go to Blue Mountain on a weekend and you'll be waiting, insane lineups just for a quick little ski ride or snowboard rip down the hill. And here it's wide open space, tons of fun to be had. So get after it and have some fun out there. All right, thanks.